Okay, welcome to the Leading at the Next Level podcast with Dove Development and Consulting, the show built to provide ongoing support for your leadership journey. So, like we've been doing over the last several weeks, I have the opportunity this morning to chat with a wonderful person who Wes and I have gotten to know over the past few years. But I've had the privilege for far longer to really see firsthand the positive impact that his organization makes in serving individuals in their industry. So we'll get into more of that. Bill Hurt is the Vice President of Operations for AmeriCare Plus and American Retirement Homes, which we're going to get into. But alongside that, he's coming along with us as a partner to the 2025 Leadership Legacy Experience with Dove Development and Consulting, a leadership event with wrap-up keynote speaker Mark Cole, CEO of Maxwell Leadership. Yes, John Maxwell, CEO. Mark has purchased all of John's organizations, Maxwell Leadership, coming to Harrisonburg, Virginia at the Atlantic Union Bank Center, June 13th. So, Bill, it's so wonderful to have you here.
Well, we're excited to be on the podcast with you, and our company is very excited to be a sponsor for the 2025 Leadership Conference, and we can't wait. We have, I think, 4 or 5 people coming to the conference, and we're really excited about all the knowledge they're going to gain by being there and the relationships they're going to build. So I'm looking forward to that being a wonderful event, and I just can't tell you how excited we are for you guys to have that and for us to be part of it.
Wow, thank you for that, Bill. Can we start off here by you sharing a brief overview of your professional background and your experience in your industry? And I believe there's something about 30 years.
Oh, gosh, yes. So I've been in management. I'm going to tell my age if you can't tell already. I've been in management for 40 years. Hard to believe, but the last 23 and a half of those years has been with American Retirement Homes and AmeriCare Plus. We have 10 personal care agencies throughout the state of Virginia and 4 assisted living communities. We are a family-based company in Virginia, started out in Charlottesville. My experience is as vice president over the last 6 years of that organization is working to help develop and educate our team members as far as our management team, and even our caregivers, our folks that actually provide that quality care to our customers. I started out by I ran an assisted living community for the company. Then I transitioned and actually ran one of our personal care agencies. I've been an auditor with the company. I've done marketing. So I've done a little bit of everything. So I still wear a lot of different hats and work with all the folks that do those jobs. I've been a trainer, so all kinds of things. The other part of what I've done in our industry is I've been on the board of directors for the Virginia Association of Personal Care Providers. You know our organization. You and Wes presented at our fall conference, did a wonderful job. Our folks enjoyed that, all of our members and even non-members that attended. But yeah, I've been part of that board for about 16 years. I've served as president for 8 years. And at the end of this year, I will have served as past president for 4 years. So I'm very involved in our industry, in the personal care part of the industry. The part I like about that is we're advocating for our seniors, we're advocating for our caregivers, and as an association, we provide education for our members so that they're aware and are following all the regulations that we do have in healthcare.
You bring a deep level of experience, Bill. Thank you for sharing that. That's just absolutely phenomenal. I've had the pleasure of knowing some of your employees, a few in particular, for over a decade, and they think so much of you and speak highly of you.
Oh,
so I wanted to be sure I shared that. With all the things that you're willing to take on, what really is your clear purpose for accepting this level of responsibility in a leadership role or multiple roles for you?
Right. So I view myself not really as a boss. I don't like it when people introduce me, oh, this is my boss. I really don't like that. And my team kind of know that by now because we're partners. I'm here at my purpose in being a leader is to help my teammates be the very best they can be at their job, to be the most knowledgeable team that there is in personal care in Virginia. And I want to help them succeed and be the very best they can be to, if that's from hiring quality caregivers, delivering quality service, just the whole spectrum of what they have to do as managers to allow them to be the very best they can be and to build their own relationships within the industry. So that's my purpose, is to help them achieve and help them grow and help them be the most knowledgeable. So that's really my purpose as I see it as a leader.
Wow, and I love seeing you live that out. You mentioned you had us in as keynote speakers for one of the personal care conferences, which was really such an honor. What really motivates you to get involved in leadership development and training?
Well, I think I'll go all the way back years ago to when I was in high school. I'm the oldest of, well, even before then, I'm the oldest of four boys. So I've always had the mindset that I needed to set the example for my younger brothers. So I always have tried to set the example of what the right things to do to help them grow. And I was in high school. I guess I was kind of a leader from being the captain of the football team, of the baseball team. And I was in student government as one of my, I think it was my sophomore year. So just being part of those type of things in the community and to set the example and to be someone that hopefully could be a positive influence on other people, whether it's my family or people in the community or my schoolmates. Then getting into management, I was in college. I went to what is now Concord University. So my joke is I went to UCLA, University of Concord, located at Athens, West Virginia. so that's kind of my little joke for people. But, there I worked about 30 to 35 hours a week at a retail store. And I had a manager there that apparently saw something in me. And I graduated on Friday from college, and on Monday I started as an assistant manager with that company based on his recommendation. So probably at that time didn't really know what I was getting into, but he saw something in me as far as leadership and going that extra, giving that extra 125% to get things done. So I've got to say he was a key role in having me get into management, and just I like being able to help people achieve. I think I've coached girls softball a few years with my granddaughter was on the team, and I've got to say that was very rewarding because just teaching them, because it was at the age where they're learning the game. So I really enjoyed that, teaching those young kids, and not only teaching them the game, but teaching them sportsmanship and teaching them, those values that we need in our society.
You certainly are a tremendous example, and I love that you used that word and gave us those stories, that we can get to know you better and our listeners can know you better. I just learned so many things that I didn't know before. And that really is leadership, being the example for other people.
Right.
So thank you for that.
And I think it's important as a leader that you are able to walk in your team's shoes, that you're not afraid to get as some people say, into the weeds with them. And I think that really contributes to your team's willingness to go that extra mile. They see that you're going to support them in what they're doing. So I think it's important to really have that connection and not be a person that's really disconnected. I've made it to vice president. I don't need to do that, because the truth is I will do anything I can to help my team, whether it's going to a marketing event with them, whether it's driving supplies to them across the state. So, you got to be able to do those things that add up and let your team really know that you're there to support them and help them be successful.
And I see you serving your teams in those ways. That's true servant leadership rather than that authoritative positional leadership.
Right, exactly.
So we're going to switch gears here just a little bit. I wanted you to share with everyone, and I'd love to hear too, well, we've partnered more than just this year on the Leadership Legacy Experience with Dove Development and Consulting. You partnered with us on the Live to Lead event for at least a couple of years, maybe more. So why were you willing to partner with us on the Live to Lead event and now the Leadership Legacy event?
Because I believe that in what you all are doing. I believe in your vision, that you incorporate the servant leadership model. And, having been to a course with you guys, I saw it firsthand. I enjoyed the course. It's not just somebody, when you all do training, it's not just you or Wes sitting there saying, this is what you should do. This is, which is part of the training, but you guys, you have a workbook. You have, I think even at this 2025 event, from what I see, there's a workbook. People are going to get something out of it. But of course they get out of it what they put into it, but you give them an opportunity to really get a lot out of the events that you host. I know we've partnered with a couple of the earlier events, and my team got we had the workbook. We worked in the workbook during the conference, and it really is something they can take home. They can keep working. But it's not something that you hear, you say, oh, that's great, and you walk out the door and forget about it. So those type of things really, our company is typically investing in us as leaders to go and learn. And I always say, I may go to a one-day conference, I may go to a 3-day conference, but if I take away one or two things that I really put into action, that conference was worth it, because you got to have one or two things that you can take home and implement. And the way that you guys teach and the way that your conferences are, you can pick that up, and you're going to have an idea of how you're going to implement it for your company. How can it work for your organization? And so it's really going to benefit the organization, the person going forward. So I found that very useful. It's a little bit different than some conferences that I go to, but I'm seeing a lot of value in what your conferences offer.
Thank you for sharing that, Bill. We are thrilled with the feedback that we're getting from the workbooks for this event. Since it's in a basketball arena, we're calling it the playbook. and folks need,
like that.
Yeah, folks need to get in the game, but there will be a tremendous amount of value in there. And there's some other things, even a digital product that we'll get into in some other ways on a different podcast, or folks can look at our channels and they'll see some videos. But for you, what would you like our listeners to know about your company that they may not know already?
Well, I mentioned earlier, it's a family-based company. It's family-owned, operated. It's a Virginia company. So I think, to me, that's very important. I know as I talk to some of our partners out in the healthcare industry, it's important for folks and our customers to know, hey, if I have a question, I can call somebody and they're going to get an answer. It's somebody here in Virginia. It's not, leave a message or go through the press 1 or press 5 or whatever to get where you want to go. So actually our managers at each location, the management team is on call. We don't have an on-call service. So after hours, they're going to answer the phone or call you back within 30 minutes. So to us, that's very important. That's to us quality customer service. That you call on a Friday evening, you're not waiting till sometime Monday for somebody to call you back, because in our business, a lot of times you have an urgent need that needs to be met, and so we'll meet that need over the weekend. We've opened many a case on a Saturday or Sunday. I've had a lot of folks go out on Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving, or because what we have is people, where the way people are living now, the families typically out of state, they may come in for Thanksgiving and say, oh, mom or dad, things have changed a lot, because as we know, folks can fake it a little while on the phone, but when you get into the home and you're there with mom or dad a couple of days, you say, oh, they need a little bit of help. So typically we get a lot of calls around Thanksgiving, around Christmas time, 4th of July, they've come in for a holiday. And it's like, hey, I can't go home until we get something worked out. So that we're going to come in and meet those needs. We work with a lot of different payer sources, and we design a program to fit your loved one's needs. So we're not, here's the program in a box. So we're going to meet with you, design the program with your input, with the client's input, and here's what meets the needs. And our programs are flexible. They can, we have people maybe come in and do what's been really popular is a live-in program, where people live in the home. They went, had surgery, went into rehab, got discharged home. They may need a live-in person for 3 or 4 weeks, and then they can cut back to maybe they need 8 hours a day, and then so forth and so on. As they get better, the time that they need us cuts back. So we're very flexible and design that to meet that customer's need. We've been in business, you mentioned 30 years. This is our 30th year anniversary. So January kicked off our 30th year. Very proud of being a Virginia company and serving the aging and disabled population in Virginia for 30 years. Again, we have 10 agencies throughout the state. We've served over the years thousands of folks, and are just very proud to be able to say we've been in business 30 years and that we've been providing quality care for 30 years.
That's so amazing. And thank you for being in business 30 years and serving our community and our state. There's nothing more powerful than the model you're offering of getting that human being when our loved ones need care.
Right.
And then offering the coordination of care with that. That is just absolutely incredible.
Right. And we like being part of our communities as well. So
I'm sorry. And I see you out and about everywhere. I see your individuals, serving in different ways in the community, your team.
Right.
So that really takes us to the purpose of your organization, which you've touched on a little bit, but tell me more about the purpose of your organization and how it aligns with your values.
So my values is, to me, I'm a rule follower. So we in healthcare, we have a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, but I'm obviously getting older. Our population is aging, and they really need help. And people, every survey you see, 90% of the people want to age in place at home. The purpose of AmeriCare Plus is to allow people to age in place in their home, because, and we believe the surveys, and we truly believe that when you're aging in place at home, at your home, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be happier, And the other piece of it is you're still within your community, within your neighborhood, where you know your neighbors, they know you. And most neighborhoods where the people have been there a while, they look out after each other as well. So they have that sense of belonging. Most of our customers, I belong in this neighborhood, versus going to an assisted living. And yes, we have assisted livings, and there's a time that people need to go in this assisted living for safety and for socialization and that type of thing, or even a nursing home for rehab. But we really believe that that quality that comes with being in the home, being in your familiar surroundings. You're not going to be as likely to have a fall in your own home because you know where the furniture is. We're looking for safety when our caregivers are in there, when our nurses in there. We're looking at safety. Maybe you don't need that throw rug. Maybe you need a hand grip for your shower. So we're going to suggest those type of things. But our purpose has always been to deliver quality care, and our values, our core values, are made up simply by smile. We have a little smiley face in the letter SMILE, which stand for service, motivation, integrity, loyalty, and excellence. So for us, service to our community, service to our clients, motivation for our team members, for our clients to do everything that they can do. We want to motivate them to not be totally dependent on us, but to do, the maximum things they can do. The integrity of, being on time, taking care of people the way we say we're going to take care of them. Loyalty, we have 65% of our caregivers have been with us 2 years or more. We have 88 people that's been with us 5 years or more, and we have 44 that's been with us 10 years or more. So they're loyal to us. But really, more importantly, why have those people been with us so long? Because they're loyal to their client that they work with. So they have that routine with their client. Their client's comfortable with them. They're comfortable with the client. That which leads, that experience, that consistency leads to the excellence, which is the E. So I'll rest on that.
It absolutely does. I can think of my own experience and where I've seen that, and those numbers you shared are really phenomenal right now, and have been for a number of years.
Right. And I forgot to throw in, we participate in Great Place to Work surveys. And so last year, we're getting ready to do another one in April, but last year in April, 88% of our team members said that we were a great place to work. For healthcare, the average score for healthcare was 59%. So we're well above the national average for our caregivers. And we also do weekly surveys that our caregivers have the opportunity to answer as to how their week's going, how their management team's treating them. So we really look at that feedback and give that feedback to our management team. We'll compile it at the end of each month. So our goal is to, we want to be above 90%. So, so we're working toward that. We're happy we're at 88 versus the national average of 59, but we're really striving to get that above 90% this year.
I am not surprised. I had no idea you did that survey, but it's brilliant, and that's just that continuous improvement, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. We do as a company. We try to be on the leading edge of any technology. We have some. I know AI. You hear a lot about AI in healthcare now. So we changed it earlier in the year to a different software program for our caregivers. They clock in and out on the app. We can tell when they clock in. We can tell all that. We instantly know when they complete their task. So we're really on the leading edge of the different things. If someone puts in their comments, say it's whatever time it is, 11:30, and they put in their comment that my client A appears to have the flu today, then my manager for that agency, for that person's going to get that message, and they can have a phone call with that client's primary caregiver and say, hey, I don't know if you're aware or not, but my caregiver says they're acting like they may have the flu. You may want to make an appointment, or, to get them to the doctor. And so we can be more responsive. So we're on the cutting edge of that. We are using what they call gamification for our team members to reward them for doing the things they're supposed to do. So what that is they earn coins for doing tasks that they should do, clocking in on time, out on time, making comments. So they get what we call AmeriCoins, and they can redeem those for gift cards. So some of them redeem them monthly, some of them wait it and redeem. We had a lot of redemption for Christmas time. So we do some of those things that are, just coming into the industry for our team to reward them for good behaviors, and just in general to be on the leading edge for our management team to be on top of the care for our clients.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that progression, Bill. You shared that with us at least a couple of years ago when you first came to a training that we provided that you mentioned earlier. So I'm glad to hear how that's progressing.
It's doing really well. That was one of my goals that we were working then with the gamification, and it is working very well. So we've been doing that for a little over, right at a year now, I would say. Right, maybe a little over a year.
Thank you for sharing about that. Reward and recognition of those behaviors you want repeated is incredibly powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as we wind down here, I've got one more question. There are so many young, up and coming professionals, coming into your industry and every industry, and these are the leaders of the future. Some are leading now and will have an opportunity to develop. But what advice would you give to aspiring young professionals really looking to advance in their career and be a successful leader?
I would say number one, always seek knowledge. Don't stop gaining knowledge. The other thing I would say is surround yourself with other people who have the same vision, the same goals, and that you really work well with, and that they're knowledgeable. I will tell you, I'm not afraid to say I try to hire people that I think are way smarter than me. So I hope that they are, and they can learn the industry and grow beyond what I've been able to accomplish. The other thing is listen to your team. We do roundtables at AmeriCare Plus ever so often to solve problems. The smile I just mentioned, that was the result of a roundtable, which included people from all across the state, every position in the company. So everybody had an equal say in what was important to them. So listen to your team members on every level, implement as much as you can that are their ideas, because they're going to buy into it and make it successful. But yeah, just, as a young person coming in, find yourself a good mentor that has your values. And as you develop as a manager, be a mentor for someone else who's new coming in. But yeah, find a company. I would say find a company that does the work that you enjoy, that if you, like myself, we like giving back to the community and participating in the community, whether it be through the Chamber of Commerce or, different fairs the different communities have. Align yourself with a company that has your values, and it's a job that, you enjoy. You enjoy that, that you're enjoying coming to work every day. And I will say, don't, if you're looking out just for the dollar, you're probably not going to be very successful. Okay. That's my tips.
Yes, and no wonder you have so much buy-in from your team, Bill. So how can our listeners learn more about AmeriCare Plus and American Retirement Homes?
They can go to our website, www.americarepluspc.com and www.americanretirementhomes.org. Those are our two websites. You can follow us on Facebook. AmeriCare Plus, each agency has their own AmeriCare Plus Facebook, and each of our communities has their own Facebook. So they can follow us on Facebook and see all the fun things we're doing in the communities and out in the local communities. We post a lot of pictures and a lot of information.
Thank you, Bill. This has been amazing. We appreciate you. We want you and AmeriCare Plus to get just tremendous value in the partnership we have on our upcoming leadership event.
Well, thank you, Cindy. It's a pleasure always working with you and Wes, and we're looking forward to that event in June. Can't wait to see all the people that are going to be there and all the value that everyone's going to get.
Thank you, Bill. So in closing, for anyone listening to this, we offer a complimentary access to a resource that Wes and I created. There are over 100 leadership lessons developed and delivered by us within this platform. We also deliver them live, but you can pick and choose. So if you need leadership lessons, if you want to hone your skills, need continuing education credits, we'll be happy to hook you up with a 45-day all-access pass at no cost. All you need to do is shoot us an email at admin@dove-development.net. So if that's something that would add value to you, send us a message over and we'd love to take care of you. Have a great day and God bless.
Thank you.